Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If there was a head you could put on your string trimmer that would make your trimmer an order of magnitude quieter and more energy efficient, would you be interested? Today we're going to be reviewing STIHL's 28-2 PolyCut head. We're going to install it on a trimmer, show you how to do that. We're going to test its sound and compare that to line. And then we're going to go out in the field and we're going to cut some thick Bahia grass. We're going to find some wild grass. We're going to find some St. Augustine, some brush. We're also going to find poles and terrains and tree trunks and things to bump it up against and put it through its paces. Make sure you stay tuned till the end. This type of head has been on the market for a long time. This particular version is fairly new. So let's open it up because they have redesigned them many, many times. They even did a recall once. And let's see what we find. So contents of the package are 6 blades. You only run 2 at a time, so you got 2 refills. This goes on your string trimmer and replaces your bump head. And instead of line, you're running these nylon blades. They're the same material as the line, but they have a perfect shape. They're like an airplane wing. So they cut through the air without all the turbulence that line has, and it cuts the noise down significantly. If you were to buy a battery string trimmer, you may list a variety of conveniences that would provide. One would be that it's easy. You don't have to crank it, you don't have to mix fuel, but a lot of people buy one specifically for the noise. And when you run one, they're not that quiet. The line head itself is actually as loud as the motor. So if you're running a gas unit, you have the motor and the line combined. But if you're running string, you're still making a very high-pitched noise. So we really want to get this humming on a trimmer and see how quiet it is. But a secondary benefit is that because this cuts through the air so easily, the run time is dramatically longer. So we're going to be working to test that. So if it's all positive, there's got to be something bad, right? Potentially these don't cut very good. That will be something we're going to find out. You know, there's potential that if you hit the stucco on a house, it knocks the stucco off. You hit a backflow pipe, you're going to cut through PVC pipe or a garden hose. Or around sprinkler heads, you're going to do damage. They look like they're more substantial than line, but yeah, that's why we're going out in the field today. Let's see how you put them on. Just to look inside here. So this is like kind of just to add some utility to this head. There's a dual purpose that you can slot line and route it through these holes and operate it like a fixed cut, like a 31-2, but that's not what we're looking to do. On the blade it says stop. Okay, so it's telling you that when you warn it to the tip of this arrow, that's the end of the line. Pretty easy to see. And they're polydirectional. You put them on either way. Okay, so you gotta unscrew the head, I believe, to change the blades. Okay, that's easy enough. So these blades are sold in a package of 12. So this can reset your blades 6 times. And this package is $13.99. So the cost to reset your poly head is $2.33. If you're accustomed to running line, this is a $17.99 spool of line, and it is 272 feet. You may be running a bump head similar to this 27-2. This head will hold approximately 30 feet. So if you do the math, 272 divided by 30, you basically are gonna be able to refill this head 9 times. And then you divide 18 by 9, it costs you $2 every time you refill your bump head. So replacing these blades is $2.33. Replacing this line is $2. If this blade holds up similar length to this line, it does seem easy to replace this blade. Maybe it performs better, if it performs quieter, if it's more efficient on your machine. Could be a bunch of win-wins. It could be that this head is what everybody should be running. We will find out. Let's go ahead and put it on our trimmer. All right, so I have a handy dandy steel screwdriver. Put it into this locking hole. It's not the exact tool recommended for the job, but it'll get it done. I'm spinning it left-hand thread, so to the right to take it off. And then this one just spins right back on here. Like so. And as you tighten it up, it's tightening the gap between these two hemispheres so that these blades are on there and they won't come out. You know, I like the fact that they added this function so that you could run line, because there could be a day you're out on a job, you run out of blades, maybe you still have a spool of line on the truck, and you can get through the day. All right, let's just run it indoors real quick, because we got a battery trimmer here. All right, check it out. All right, that is the second power setting. Let's put it in the highest power setting. All right, let's put it in the lowest power setting. All right, we got an indoor setting. We got to put a string head back on here. And then we're going to run it at all 3 power settings, and we'll lay the two side by side so you can hear them. I'm going to bump this head to get it at the full length. The longer that line gets, the louder it gets. So to be fair, we still got 1.5 inches to go. All right, ready? All right, this is power setting 1 with a line head. Power setting 2 with a line head. Yeah, there's a lot of turbulence. It does seem a lot louder. Power setting 3 with a line head. All right, guys, let's go over our results. On this decibel scale, 0 is very loud. -15 is quite quiet. And as you can see that we were correct. All of the line heads in all 3 power settings were louder than the polycut heads. Even so much so that the lowest power setting on the line is louder than the highest power setting on the polycut. The line at level 1 at decibel -7, and the polycut at level 3, the highest setting, at -10. So clearly polycut's way quieter. That means it's less turbulent and that it's using less energy because it's gliding through the air. All right, guys, we're done here in the office. We have our FSA 135 battery trimmer. We have our 28.2 polycut head, and we are going out to get hot and find some grass. Come along with us. All right, guys, when you're out trimming, it's important to protect yourself with a pair of safety glasses like this. And for me, I need sunscreen. I get burnt easy down here in Florida. Now, I know what y'all are gonna say 1,000,000 times to this video is he's wearing shorts. It's too hot. I will take some small injuries to my legs to not be sweating. But I totally recommend you wear full-on pants and boots. Here we go. This is test 1. This is Bahia in Florida. Today is what, July 30th. This is the toughest Bahia gets right here. And if you're not familiar with Bahia, it's a really tough grass. Most landscapers mow Bahia with brand new sharp blades. After a field like this, your blades are shot if it's Bahia. So I'm a little worried on how old polycut's gonna do, but we'll find out here in a moment. Okay, I'm in the lowest power setting. There was a little bit of bog. I'm gonna take it up to the second, see how we do there. The second power setting seems to be all that I need. My opinion is cutting really good. It's not dragging very much. I feel like the grass itself is being clipped and not just exploded by a round line. And I've only done a tiny bit of trimming, but there is virtually 0 damage to these blades so far. it's gonna take hitting something hard to wear these out, I think. It's cool. All right, I'm gonna be in power setting 3 and show you how quickly I can make a sweep in this very, very tough Bahia grass. I have to say I'm very, very impressed so far. Thick Bahia, it's really just slicing through it effortlessly. Just want to show you the slice job. You know, these blades are intact. There's some tear. It's not quite as clean as a mower cut, but it's a lot cleaner than a line cut. A line would just explode this grass. It would look all gnarled right here, you know? Definitely seeing more of a slicing action there. We need to see how does it do in brush? What's kind of the limitation as far as trunk size on some weeds? And then we also need to see how does it do in St. Augustine and how does it do getting around, say, fences and houses and mailboxes and that type of thing. Let's go, test number 2. All right, we were driving down the road on the way to find some really nice St. Augustine grass, and we found this pretty little field. So let's call this test number 1.2. It's really just field grass. There's definitely some Bahia in here. I'm not sure what these wispies are, but look kind of pretty. We're gonna see how it does. So these are quite stalky, and I think these would be probably overmatched for string. String would really struggle with these. And these are kind of giving this head hell too. I mean, I'm having to slow down a little bit, but they're definitely doing the job. All right, I say it did pretty darn good on grass this size. Keep in mind, this is a head that replaces a string head. And this is really beyond what a string can normally handle. And then also look at this blade. It has like no signs of wear. Maybe there's a little bit of a lack of an edge on this blade now. I don't think so. I mean, it looks like I could wipe them clean and put them back in the package. There's like nothing's missing so far. So we're gonna go and continue our search. We're looking for some nice, thick St. Augustine. It's all over town. I'm sure we're gonna be able to find it. That'll be our test number 2. Let's go. All right, we're here at a pretty little public park in Winter Garden called Newton Park. And we have a nice crop of St. Augustine. It's not super tall, but we're gonna get a good idea of how it's gonna cut just lush lettuce St. Augustine, which is really easy to cut. And then from here, we have a lot of obstacles. We have some light poles, we have some guardrails, and we're gonna get you some close-ups on how these blades respond when they hit trees, what kind of damage are they gonna do, that kind of thing. Stay tuned, here we go. First off, very impressed with the way this cut St. Augustine. It feels like I'm cutting with a lawnmower. I am not skilled with a string trimmer, but I am doing a pretty good job, if I do say so myself, at laying down a nice, smooth cut with this 28.2 head. We did come in and hit this pole, and now we have our first sign of wear. So we found the weakness in the poly blade. It's that it does get damaged when you hit things. So I hit this metal pole and I left a little bit of orange transfer. You can see there's a little bit of plastic that's left behind on the pole, and we lost a couple millimeters of this blade. So if you're having to do a lot of that and we were to extrapolate that, it would accelerate the life of this blade quite a bit. But I think we're still good to go. We're gonna go find some more obstacles. Okay, we got some grass coming up to a pine tree. I just want to see how abusive it is to a tree trunk. Obviously, I don't want to do this tree any harm. I want to see if it's going to wear the blades down further and how much bark's going to go flying. So thankfully, a pine tree has this protective layer of bark that sloughs away, so I don't think we did any damage to that tree, but it could to other trees. It's not as aggressive as a metal blade, but it's a bit more aggressive than line, as I would have expected, honestly. I feel like I have so much control that I really would not hit that tree if I wasn't trying to hit it. It's almost addictive to trim with it because you don't feel the grass, so it doesn't pull your head in and make you scalp the ground. It allows you to control the levelness of your head better than line, for sure. And that makes it more fun. If someone who is really good with a trimmer got their hands on this head, they could do some marvelous things, no doubt. I'm an inexperienced amateur and I'm making it look good. All right, this is test number 3. We found a chain link fence, which y'all know is one of the most abusive things to string on a string trimmer. It's what will eat up your string so bad that it gets sucked inside of your bump head. I'm imagining it's going to do a lot of damage to this head, so let's trim and find out. Honestly, it's not the perfect head for cutting chain link fence. If you look here at these blades, they took quite a beating and they didn't do a great job either. So this was a really small section of fence. If you have a big chain link fence, forget about it. But you know what? This head does take line, as we looked at earlier in the office, and it is fed through an eyelet here and here. And it could be something that you have line in your pocket and you convert it to a line trimmer for your chain link jobs. All right, that was great. On to the next test. This is test 4. Behind me are some small woody plants. Some of them are thick as my thumb, some of them my pinky. I am very doubtful that this head, the 28.2, is going to be able to handle this condition because in the previous tall grass test, the one that we call 1.2, I could feel it start to drag a little bit, and this is going to be a lot more challenging. But we couldn't stop until we found the upper limit. So this is the upper limit behind us, and we're gonna see how it performs. On this side of your screen, you're gonna see some lighter stuff. I'm pretty sure it will handle it. And on this side of your screen, I'm pretty sure that's where it's gonna hit its maximum. All right, check it out, let's go. And finally got through that. Let's look. Our blades are a little deformed, but they're still intact. They haven't even come near the wear bar point way down here. And I was hitting some stuff that was feeling pretty abusive. I thought we were gonna be like cut in half at this point. So I would say it didn't do bad. It actually exceeded my expectations of how it would do in this kind of woody condition. If you had like a one-time job you needed to get done, you had plenty of blades, have at it. It's gonna do all right. All right guys, we are back in the office. We had a fun little day out in the field with the 28.2. It is going to be a head that I highly recommend to a lot of people. It is not for everyone though. First, the people that it's for. If you are frustrated with winding a bump head, forget about it. This is an awesome head. You're not rewinding string any longer. It is easy to change out the blades, and we found that the blades are pretty durable, especially if you're sticking in grass. If you are trying to have a very quiet trimmer, if you're trimming around hotel rooms early in the morning, this is going to make your battery trimmer that's already quiet even quieter, and that's awesome. And it's also going to add a little efficiency to your run times. And then lastly, if you want a head that just cuts really nice, this head cuts awesome. It feels different than string. The string feels like it's dragging and tangling and exploding grass. This is slicing grass. It feels like you can make big, long sweeps with your trimmer. I am personally going to put a 28-2 on my trimmer at home, give it a year or two, see how I really feel about it. But so far, I love it. All right, so I mentioned that there are people that it is not perfect for. The people that it's not perfect for are people who turn their trimmer on the side and edge with it. The polycut will not edge. We should have got some footage of that, but it just beats up the ground. Just take our word for it. We tried it, it doesn't work. It does a really bad job on chain link fence, but nothing does good on chain link fence, including line. Chain link fence is something that I recommend you spray Roundup, or you have a mulch line. You know, you engineer it so that you're not running a string trimmer down it, because nothing's going to do it very well. Anyway, if you want to learn about more heads and all the heads that STIHL has to offer, check out this video right here. All that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for making it to the end. Thanks for being our subscriber. Thanks for being our fan. Give us the thumbs up. We'll keep making videos like this for you. Have a great day.